It's the Andrew Christopher Show. With Andrew Christopher, your host.
What's up?
It's the Andrew Christopher Show.
Kind of saying bye.
We call it the AC Show. Yeah, we really call it the AC Show.
What? Saying bye? What are you talking about, Andrew?
We really call it the AC Show.
Keep listening to find out.
It's the AC Show.
It's the AC Show with AC, your host. Check it out.
Could that have been my final dab on the video of the AC show? Probably not. But I have made a decision. It's been weighing on me for a while. And I am going to stop doing the video portion of the AC show on YouTube. Once in a while, maybe for the artist showcased, I'll keep them going. Or if I think it's something that will really add to it, I will do a video. But for now, I've decided I'm going to stop. So if you guys have just been watching on YouTube, head over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google. There's lots of places you can still find the show to listen to. And I would encourage you to do that. As I said, it was a tough decision, and it had been weighing on me for a while because I don't want to give up. As I said, I'm not stopping the podcast. I'll keep going. But the video portion was taking up quite a bit of time, 4 or 5, maybe even 6 hours a week at the beginning. And it was stressing me out a bit. It was stressing my wife out. And I think the tipping point was if you can remove something stressful from your life that frees up time to do other things you love, then it's probably a good decision to do that. Obviously not in terms of your day job. I wouldn't suggest giving that up, even if it's stressful. But for me, this was kind of an experiment, supposed to be something fun. I'm going to continue, but the video wasn't really why I got into the podcast. It was kind of something that came up after I thought, hey, I want to do a podcast. Oh, and maybe if I put it on YouTube, if I get enough viewers and followers, I could make some money on that. So I thought, that's easy. I'll just throw up a camera and do that. Didn't work out that easy because then I started doing the videos and I was like, okay, well, I got to make them interesting, got to make them look professional. And so I started putting quite a bit of time into it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed them. And like I said, if they start blowing up, if things start going really well, I will start doing the video again. But at this point, it's not as beneficial as it should be for my life. And we got a baby coming soon. I was holding off on doing this podcast because I was hoping for the last video I could have my new baby boy here with me. The Rock is what we're going to call him. Jamie, don't kill me. So I was like, come on, Jamie, have this baby. Push, or whatever you got to do. But he's not here yet. So it's Friday. And of course, I released this on Sunday. So I figured I better just get her done. And who knows? He might come later tonight. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. It's pretty exciting times, but it's going to make life even busier. And again, so those 4, 5, 6 hours I put into the video editing, it could be better spent probably helping my wife with the baby or helping teach Jaden and Haven piano maybe. I think I'm going to do that. And just something else that I am a bit more passionate about. I'm not that passionate about YouTube videos. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, do I really want to become YouTube famous anyway? And I think the answer to that is not really. If it happened and I was, making a bit of extra income from it, I would take that money and run with it, but not really run. I would keep doing the videos to keep making money. But that could come at a later stage if the podcast does start doing well. As on Apple and Spotify and stuff, I'll put them back up, start doing some more videos. And I mean, the videos that are there now, people can go search and view. So if I see those views keep going up, then I'll put a few videos out here and there. But for now, head to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and that to listen to the show. on your drives or while you're out walking in this beautiful part of the world we live in, or wherever you live, or while you're doing your workouts. Because I don't really want you staring at me for an hour every week. That was the other thing. I was like kind of in a battle with myself, thinking, okay, I'm kind of being an advocate for people being off of social media and their phones more, spending more time with their families or doing things they love or in nature, whatever it is. And then I'm like, okay, and then watch me on YouTube for an hour every week. And I started thinking maybe that's not lining up with how I'm feeling these days. So yeah, make this the last video you watch maybe, and then listen. Listening is, this is something me and Jamie always talk about. I'm like, if you need to go to bed with the TV on, but you're not even watching it, you're falling asleep, you just need the noise, then turn off the lights, the flashing, the actual TV, just put some music on or put an audio book on or whatever. And I would be fine with that because it's not as, it's just, it takes away some of that sensory bombardment that you're getting with the flashing lights of the TV or when you're watching this video. So you can still focus on doing something else as you're listening to me if you choose, and I hope you do. So head on over there, and subscribe on Apple Pods or Spotify, Google, wherever you might want to check it out. I feel like my mom's going to be the most upset because she'll probably have a hard time figuring those other things out, but I will help you with that, Mom. And to all my other YouTube followers, there'll be videos. I'm going to try and start doing more music, like playing songs for you guys that you could listen to or watch on YouTube. There'll be stuff there. And hang on, like I said, I'll probably put one out once in a while when I think it warrants it. So this won't be the last video, but I'm not going to stress out about getting the video side done. I want to focus on the conversations with people, making people more comfortable when they've been in here. I don't want them worrying about looking at the camera or what to do with their hands. I just want us to be able to relax and have a natural conversation. My buddy Randy said he would be more comfortable picking his nose while talking to me if it wasn't on camera. So if you need to do that, go for it. No judgment here. My kids call me out on it all the time, actually. I guess I'm a nose picker. I didn't know that. But yeah, anyway. I wanted to share with you guys my screen time, which today will be a lot because I had my notes on here. It's been open all the time. Don't judge me. But so let's go into my screen time. As I said before, it was over 4 hours. And now, as you can see, for the last 7 days, my average screen time is 1 hour and 46 minutes. You can see it right there. I'm not lying. So I'm pretty proud of that. I'm going to try and keep it right down around 2 hours. Some days when I have, my new albums come out, we'll talk about that in a little bit, or big shows coming up, it gets over the 2 hour mark a little bit. But I think that's pretty good for me. I'm pretty proud. I hope some of you have been looking at your screen time and knocking it down a peg or two. And it's felt good. I've been feeling better, that's for sure, mentally, and just creating more time to connect with people or with myself, and it feels really good. So speaking of connecting with people, on this episode, I don't talk much about current events, but I'm a huge sports fan. And over the last week, we had 2 new champions crowned for the first time ever, in the NBA, the Toronto Raptors, and in the NHL, the St. Louis Blues. And one of our former guests, Mr. Fun Bobby, is a diehard Toronto Raptors fan. I'm a fan. I wouldn't say I'm a diehard, but I was stoked to see them win. And so I hope Fun Bobby picks up and we can talk to him a bit about how that felt to be a diehard Raptors fan, to see them win their first NBA championship. And I've never done this before. It's FaceTime audio. I think it's going to work. Yes, okay. Hey, Mr. Bobby Martin, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good. Congratulations to your Toronto Raptors, their first
Oh, buddy.
NBA championship. Um, I was absolutely stoked as well. I don't think I'm quite as big of a fan as you are, but it's just incredible to see them win and to see Canada getting another championship like that. Hey, how are you feeling?
Do you want to? They're actually the only favorite team of mine that has ever won a championship in my lifetime.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a Canucks fan. We all know how that goes.
I know it's coming. It's coming.
And I'm not. I don't really have a baseball team. It's actually the Mariners. Believe it. I'm assuming the Toronto Blue Jays fans are gonna kill me now, but
No, man, that's
it's
fine. Mariners
it's
are
the
cool.
first one I've ever. Yeah, I was pumped.
Where did you watch the game last night?
I watched it at home.
Yeah,
I had to invite. This is how superstitious I was about it. It's kind of funny.
yeah.
Brandon Hugenord's in town, and he wanted me to come watch it at his house. But I watched Game 5 at his house, and the Raptors lost. And they haven't lost a game that I watched at home by myself, so I legit stayed home for that reason.
Good for you, man.
And it worked out.
Yeah, that's awesome. And
Yeah,
did
I'm
you
still happy.
did you do anything special to celebrate? Did you have a special drink, or did you go work out or something? Or
Well, I had a few beers during the game, and then Montana came over. She actually cooked me dinner while the game was on.
oh,
So we
nice.
just that's what we did. Yeah.
Sounds
No,
like a keeper there.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
That's awesome, man. And so, how long, like, would you say you've seriously been following the Raptors?
Oh, probably grade 7,
Yeah,
probably when we started playing basketball.
yeah,
Legacy, Mr. Dick was our coach.
yeah. So that's like a good 15, 20 years almost, eh?
Yeah, like when me and Taylor, me and you, when we all started playing basketball together, and
It was always the
hanging out more
Raptors
and
for
more.
you. Yeah,
It was always the Raptors. Yeah, I didn't get into it as much as with the Grizzlies. I was always, I don't know, man. Vince Carter, like how do you not?
yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just unreal to think that the first Canadian, well, obviously the only Canadian team, and beats everybody out there. Freaking Kawhi Leonard, hey, like what a beast.
Yeah, like how do you not resign now?
Yeah, I
You
know.
have you have an entire nation, the king of the north. I mean, I don't know what else you could want.
Yeah,
He's living in a free condo right now too. Like a lot of people don't even know that. Like he didn't have to pay for a place to live.
that's right.
It was given to him.
And some guy said his company would pay his salary up front if he re-signed.
Yeah, the whole thing,
Y-
yeah. And
Uh,
then there's like 60 or 70 businesses that have lined up to give this guy free services for life, lawyers and
oh, it's ridiculous,
recording studios, restaurants, anything. If you're Kawhi Leonard, it's free, baby.
man. It would. What would you give to be out in Toronto right now? Wouldn't that be sick to be out part of those Jurassic Parks and the
Man,
parades or
you know
whatever?
what? I would have been more. I actually probably would have been more pumped to watch it with just all of us. To be
I
honest,
know. Yeah, I
we
was.
should have.
I was
Yeah.
stuck at work up at the lakeside, and so I caught most of the first half, and then I went up and played, um, and then during my second set, I took a break with like I only got to watch the last 30 seconds.
Oh yeah.
But so everybody in there, like everyone was crowded around the tiny TVs in there. It was pretty funny, and yeah, it was pretty intense, man. It was a cool
Well,
finish. Yeah.
it was Montana's first time watching me watch a sporting event that I cared about.
Oh, you were probably freaking out, eh?
Oh yeah, and it was funny because the announcers, like, I literally stand up at this random part of the game. It was just so I couldn't even sit. My heart was gonna jump right out of my chest.
Yeah.
And as soon as I stand up, the announcer's like, "All of Canada standing on their feet," and she just died laughing. She thought I was such an idiot, but I couldn't. Like I'm yelling at the TV.
Yeah, man.
Good things and bad. I mean,
You
she saw a different side of me yesterday. For
you
sure.
gotta yell at the TV because otherwise
Oh,
the team won't know what to do and the refs won't know what
yeah.
call to make, right?
Yeah, that Danny Green pass to Siakam there, there's a few
Yeah.
inappropriate words.
Yeah, well, and then I mean Draymond, I think it was all over him. Like that should have been a foul, anyways, when he tried to make that pass. But
Yeah. Oh,
a-
totally.
anyway, regardless, well, I can hear how excited you are. I'm stoked for you. I'm happy for all of Canada. And guess what? I'm going to be calling a St. Louis Blues fan from St. Louis next. He's going to the Stanley Cup parade, and I'm going to try and get him on the line.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that could be kind of cool. Anyway, man, hopefully we catch up soon, and Yeah, take care of yourself. We'll have some beers and celebrate the Toronto Raptors NBA champions
All right, buddy.
sometime
You
soon.
bet.
Okay, take it easy, man.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Thanks. Bye.
So there you go. Fun Bobby, who was here in one of the first episodes. I think he was my second guest in here, and diehard Raptors fan. So that's pretty cool. The Toronto Raptors, world champions. Unreal. I was so happy for Kyle Lowry. He might be my favorite player on that team. He works so hard, puts his body on the line, as most of the players do, but that's intense. So I said, we are going to be giving a call to some friends of mine who I met down at Dave Matthews in Mexico, a couple guys from St. Louis, and I was surprised to hear they're hockey fans because, Americans aren't as big into hockey as Canadians are, but these guys are diehard St. Louis Blues fans. So I've been chatting with them just on Facebook in a group chat the whole playoff run because obviously Canucks weren't in it, and I like these guys, so I could cheer for St. Louis a bit, especially now that they were playing against Boston in the Stanley Cup final. And the St. Louis Blues have never won a Stanley Cup before in 54 years since they came into the league, and took it all the way to Game 7. I couldn't believe it. So they beat Boston, and I was overjoyed. And it's terrible of me to say, I was overjoyed to see Brad Marchand so heartbroken and disappointed. And I think he was crying, and I was smiling because I hate that fucking player. He's such a rat. And obviously, Boston beat Vancouver in Game 7, the Stanley Cup Finals 2011. My most heartbreaking moment in sports fandom. So it was nice to see somebody get revenge against them. It was the first little bit of healing that I could do as a Canucks fan. Someone beating Boston in Game 7 of a Stanley Cup Final. And now the next step is obviously the Canucks winning the Cup, which, hopefully in the next 4 or 5 years we see that, or at least in my lifetime. So I'm going to try giving these guys a call. And it's Friday right now. The Stanley Cup parade is on Saturday. So I'm going to be making this call tomorrow morning, actually, as long as my wife is not in labor or we have a newborn. So I really hope I can make this work for you guys. And if it does, here's that call.
Hello.
Andrew, my friend, how are you?
Oh, I am living the dream, sir. How are you?
Of course you are. I'm good, man. It's really good to hear your voice. It's
right back at you.
Yeah, it's been a long time. We'll have to catch up a bit later, but let's get right to the hockey talk because I'm sure you are.
All right, sounds good.
On cloud 9. So what's been going on around there, around the city of St. Louis, and just around your place? You've been partying a little bit, I'm guessing.
Oh, we've been partying quite a bit. It has been absolute. I mean, the whole playoffs. It's been insane. We went down. They had a watch party for game 5 at an empty Enterprise Center, and I got to go to that. And it was the loudest I've ever heard any arena, and there wasn't even a team on the ice.
Wow,
it was just it was nuts.
That's so cool. So you were inside the arena watching the game.
Yeah, for Game 5.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then for Game 7, they did the same thing, and my dad and my brother went. So they had 20,000 inside Enterprise Center, and then they also opened up Busch Stadium, the Cardinals Stadium, and had another 20 or 30,000 in there.
Oh my God!
Just watching it on the TV.
That's insane, man. That's so cool.
So 50, 60,000 people. Not even cheering on a team, just going crazy watching it on a big screen. So yeah, it was very, very cool.
And you kept it cool because I can imagine the emotions. So you were watching in your buddy's garage, am I correct?
Yeah. So we it's kind of funny. We spent a good amount of money on my basement. Got a big, massive TV. It's covered in blue stuff. Yeah. And the first 2 or 3 games of the playoffs we watched in my basement, we lost.
Oh shit.
So every game we watched in my buddy's garage, we won. So it got to the point where we were at my buddy's place 2, 3, 4 nights a week just watching in his garage.
We're
which is even funnier because he's got a tricked out basement too, but the garage is where it was lucky.
us sports fans, we're a weird breed, hey, to take that kind of stuff so seriously and superstitious. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we everybody wore the same clothes. I bought my fiance a jersey or a T-shirt that has Jordan Bennington and it just says "Do I look nervous?"
No.
And the first game she wore that to watch, we lost. And so I told her, I was like, babe, I'm sorry, but you can't ever wear that shirt again. We're going to have to get it signed and frame it and put it up in the basement because it's unlucky.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, yeah, we were at the same place every game, same shirts, same hat. It was down to we were drinking the same beer.
That's great. And what kind of beer was that?
Oh, that was good old St. Louis Bud Light.
Bud Light, there you go. And approximately how many of those did you consume Wednesday night?
Well, I took a 30-pack over. He had a stocked fridge. I don't know how many I drank because there were a good amount sprayed in the backyard, in the garage. We took a golf cart ride around the neighborhood, blaring Gloria, spraying beer and champagne. So I really couldn't even tell you how many I drank. I do know the next day was rough.
Was rough, man. I'm really happy for you because I think you're such a great guy. It was awesome when we met, and I'm up here in Vancouver, so I'm a diehard Canucks fan. So it's a little bit of jealousy, but it's cool to see how excited you are for sure. So what kind of advice do you have for long-suffering Canucks fans, as it took St. Louis 54 years to win the cup, and the Canucks are going into their 50th season without a cup? What advice do you have for us?
So that's a really good question. And honestly, I think the best thing I can say is bask in this time before you win, because without the rainy days, the sunshine doesn't feel as good. I really think if we would have won in 67 or 68 or 69 when we made it the first three times, I don't think this would be as sweet. I mean, I wasn't around for those, but the fact that it took so long, I think that's what really builds that true fan base. It's not a bunch of bandwagon fans. Yeah. It's the people that blood, sweat, and tears go into their hockey team. So I think you just got to enjoy the climb up the mountain.
Good answer, man. Well done.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. So I wanted to explain to my listeners as well that on the St. Louis Blues, it was either 20 or 21 Canadian-born players on the roster. A lot of good, hardworking kids. So do you have anything to say to your lovely neighbors to the north up here?
It's kind of funny. I was telling my fiance a story the other day when I was playing in juniors. We had a tournament up in Canada, and we went up there and we forgot all of our warm-up pucks.
Oh no!
And we figured it out on the way to the first game, and so we're all kind of freaking out. And we pull the bus over to the gas station to try to figure out where we can go to get some. And the woman behind the counter at the gas station says, "Well, how many do you need?" I'm like, "I don't know, 30, 40. She goes, "Oh, hold on, I got a case." And I just remember thinking, dude, they sell pucks at the gas stations. This Canada place is the place for me.
Yeah.
So I've always kind of a long-winded answer, but I've always kind of felt like, I was born in the wrong place. I should have been a Canuck up there.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I guess all I can really say is one, thank you for allowing us to partake in the sport you guys created and perfected. But man, really, it's a big thank you. Is all I can really say. I'm sure all those 21 players will be bringing the cup up to the United States top hat up there.
Exactly.
For a big time celebration.
Oh man, it's so nice to hear some American fans who are so enthusiastic. I know there's a lot of you, but it's really cool to have been chatting with you and Dave. So Dave's down at the parade. I couldn't get him. We couldn't get a good enough connection. I think it was too crazy there. But you couldn't make it. You've done all your partying and you've got some family stuff going on today, right?
Yeah, we've got some family stuff that we had already committed to, and I was telling my fiance, she said 3 or 4 times, she's like, "I know you want to be down there. I know you're upset. I know you're frustrated." I said, "No. I got enough out of the atmosphere when I went down to the Enterprise game.
Yeah.
I got to watch our Blues win the cup.
That's
I
cool,
mean,
man.
I'm watching the parade on TV.
Yeah.
I can't be disappointed in anything. It's all been so just surreal. I've cried like a baby. I've screamed till I'm hoarse. Like, I've gotten the full range of emotions out of this, so I'm good.
Well, man, I'm going to make you scream one more time. I need to end this call with your best "Let's Go Blues." Just back the phone away a little bit and yell it for me, and then we're going to cut it off.
All right, I got you. Let me see.
Let's see it. Thanks, Andrew. We'll talk to you later, man.
All right, thanks, bud.
Goodbye.
Take care.
If it doesn't, you're just stuck with me again to finish off this episode. What a call with those guys, though, in case I make the call. Anyway, last thing I wanted to talk about is my new album. How do I not have it here on me? I'll post a nice picture of it for you guys, but I don't actually have a copy in my hands. I'm an idiot. I was throwing this together last minute, like I said, because I was waiting for the baby to come. Come on, baby. No baby. New album, Parliament of Owls. We've released our first full-length, fully produced 13-track CD, which is one of those compact discs, in case you guys don't know what those are anymore. They look something like this. A CD. You put it in the player, press play. You put it in your car stereo or your PlayStation, your boombox, your Discman, and you listen to music off of it. And it's especially important because if you buy one of those CDs, then the artists who put their blood, sweat, and tears and a lot of money into it actually make some money back. Whereas streaming on Spotify and Apple Music, we really don't see anything from that. So if you guys are interested, we got the new album. It's all original music, and a bonus track of my song Sweetheart is on there. I'm going to have my musical partner, Jamie, on here for a podcast soon to talk about all the tracks, where some of his inspirations came from, and how we collaborated on it. That'll hopefully be happening maybe next week or the week after. And again, probably just audio. I'm not going to be doing these videos anymore for you guys. Just need a break. Need to make sure we get settled in with the baby. And so make sure you subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you listen to stuff, the podcast will be on there. Check it out. Thanks for listening to this one. And you guys enjoy your day. Congratulations one more time. The Toronto Raptors and the St. Louis Blues. This has been the AC Show. Peace out. Oh.
It's the Andrew Christopher Show. With Andrew Christopher, your host. It's the Andrew Christopher Show. But really we call it the AC Show. Yeah, we really call it the AC Show. Really call it the AC Show. It's the AC Show.
It's the AC show with AC, your host. Check it out.